Good morning, everyone. This is Professor Dean, and today I am going to be teaching on digital technology. Again, this is digital technology. Now, that's the chapter we're going to be on for today, digital technology. Today, I am going to go over first the difference between technology in high school and technology in college. So, someone tell me, when you're in high school or even in your advanced ESOL class, what technology did you use? Some may say Google Docs. That's high school. In ESOL class, they say, teacher, we use Burlington English. Okay. And then some people may say, we use Edmodo, we use Remind. I said, good. All of those are some type of technology that you use in the classroom. But now we're talking about other digital technology that you may be using now. So some of you right now if you were in high school or your relatives in high school are using some of the things that we have been using in college. Those are what we call LMS, like Blackboard, Canvas, D2L, right? Now many people are using Zoom, right? Using Zoom to teach people. We're using various platforms to teach people right now, and that's understood. Now, in college, one of the first things I want to talk to you about, or in general, I want to talk to you about using digital technology. And one of the first things we've noticed, and some of us have noticed over the years, is that we need to teach our students coming in how to write an email. Yes, somebody had to teach Teacher Dean also, right? How to write an email in college. Now, the first thing when you're writing to a professor, you write, "Good day, Professor," right? Some of you may know their names. If you don't even know their names, look at the syllabus. Good day, Professor John. Good day, Professor Brown. Good day, Professor Barton. But don't just leave it hanging there. Good day, Professor, and you put their names. Then the second step is you say, my name is. My name could be John Brown. It could be Maria Gonzalez. It could be Eves Josephs. However, when you write that name, we also need to know which class you are in. I tell my students, do you know how many John Browns are there in the world? Like, I said, yes, but I need to know which class you're in, because I could have a John Brown in my morning class, I could have one in my night class, I could have one in my class in different places. So I need to know which John Brown, right? So my name is John Brown. I am in. You put the name of your class. Every class has a name. It's on your syllabus. It's on your registration paper that you have for classes, your registration schedule. Look at it. Please look at it. Get your name of your class. Then you also put your reference number. You're going to be like, really, Professor? Yes. Reference number. That tells us which John Brown, which course, and what is the reference number. And I put reference number right here. And I know some of you are going to say, but miss, that's hashtag. No, 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 no. Before that sign became hashtag, it is originally a number sign and also the pound sign. We don't know who started using it as a hashtag, but now it's commonly a hashtag. So when I put reference number, we're not wrong. It could be the pound sign, the number sign, or the or the hashtag. Personally, I don't like it for hashtag, but we'll go with it, okay? It is called a number sign. So when you're writing, make sure you start it like that. Then you can state your problems you're having in your classes. You can also state whatever problem it is. If you need to meet with the professor in office times, you tell them what time you want to meet with them. And remember, they put the office times inside of the syllabus. So if you're asking them for office times outside of their syllabus time, be considerate. Professors don't only work at the college. Sometimes they have to have 4 jobs, 3 jobs just to make ends meet. Remember, this is not the only job most of your professors do, all right? So be considerate and look at the times that they put available on the syllabus. And if they don't put a time, whatever they say, please work with them. Okay? Now, so that's the first thing I wanted to cover. How to address the professors. Make sure you address them with their titles and also put your name, your reference numbers, and your class name. If you were in my ESOL class, I would say to you, right, hi Teacher Dean, I'm okay with that. But when you're in a college class, it's good day Professor Dean, okay? Because it needs to be standard or the same in all of your college courses. And that is basically what we want to do for the email portion. Now, you're supposed to be writing effective email messages. So please don't write the professors and say, Professor, what did we do for class last week? That's why you're in groups. That's why you are with classmates. You talk to your classmate and you ask them that simple question. What did we do last week? They should be able to tell you the course matter because when you reteach it to somebody else, you know that you know the material. And if they're not able to teach it to you, find somebody else in the class. Most of us professors put you in groups. We use the group so you can communicate, not cheat, communicate. So for some individuals, working in groups is better. For Teacher Dean, groups are always better. If I go into a class, I have to connect with a classmate. I find somebody. Yes, I'm shy, but I find at least one person to connect with in the class. Because there will be times you need to have a friend. Okay? So let's continue. We talk about writing messages. Make sure it's short and focused. We don't want to hear that the cat died, the dog is sick. Oh no, we got it. We have the same problems too. But we don't want to hear all of that as excuses. We will be sympathetic, but just get to the point. If you had a car accident, tell us you had a car accident. We will be sympathetic, but we don't want all the details. Sometimes too much information is inside the email. We just need you to stay short and focus. Also, when you're writing your emails, don't tell the professors that you have a job. We have a job too. We clearly understand that. But when you select your college classes, you agreed. You agreed to the time of class. And that same thing goes true for my ESOL students. You agreed that you were going to be there between a certain hour. So don't start saying, I can't make it to class because of my boss. You have to choose. Are you coming to class or are you going to work? We all need money. But when you sign up for classes, you agreed. That's your contract that you are coming to class at that time. If you can't make it at that time, please select another time. If you have to work it out with your boss, work it out with your boss. But remember, what you have in your brain for your education lasts. Your job may last, but your education stays with you forever. So you choose. But don't keep telling us, I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work. We all understand that. But you made a choice. And if that class time is not good, switch to a better one. Okay? So that's the other thing. Check your spelling. Check your grammar. I tell you all, I am not going to mark you against grammar and spelling. But we don't do abbreviations in emails to professor. So we don't write LOL. We don't write the letter R for the word ARE. We don't abbreviate, we use complete sentences. I will understand because some of you are ESOL students who are coming into the college classes. You are at EAP classes and you're doing your little SLS class. I get it. You make mistakes. I get it. But we don't want text languages in the email. So what you write in your text, it's not good for talking to your professor online. Everyone understands? Very good. Now, talking about that, make sure you have what they call netiquette. Netiquette means have good manners. Please, thank you, respectful way of writing. When you sound argumentative to a professor, they may or may not respond to your email, okay? So don't be argumentative. Don't write in all caps. Don't shout at the professors in the email. And that will be just fine, right? So we have to have netiquette. You don't need to put high priority. Every student is high priority in our books. We treat all students the same. So you don't need to tell us you're high. Every student is high priority to us. We want all our students to succeed. So in my classes, I say, you come in with an A. Everybody starts with an A. You get to leave with the A, but you must maintain that A. Now remember what I talked about in the last lecture? You can't blame somebody else for your grades. I've been there. I have had semesters that I had failing grades. I had one semester, and I don't think I ever told you guys a story. Man, let me tell you now. One semester, I was going to FAU. I was working as a crossing guard. I was working in the bookstore. I was doing all kind of stuff, right? And I had to take the bus from FAU to my home, maybe an hour ride or so, on bus, because you have to transfer between buses. And that semester, when I looked at my report card and I was doing 4 college classes, was F, 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 F. That was welcome to F. I was like, oh my gosh. All this time and all my professors fail me. You know what I did next semester? I adjusted my schedule. I took less classes. And I got it right. Okay? So, everybody has problems. So, we need to use our senses and use please, thank yous, etc. Now, when you finish writing your email, you tell them thank you and you give them a chance to respond. We know everybody lives in instant world, but we can't respond to 40 students so quickly. Most of our college classes has 40 students. Same for my ESOL class. 40 students here, 40 students here. Can you imagine me trying to respond to everybody so quickly? No. So, you wait for a response. Fair enough? Wonderful. Now, let's talk about other things in digital technology. In digital technology, you should try to protect yourself from spams. You should try to protect yourself from spams. We have other things that we should do. When we go on social media website, we should also try to make sure that we are addressing ourselves appropriately. So you may have one social media website for your fun and one for your college life. So when you have your fun website, make sure you are also appropriate, because sometimes they discover your fun website, and if you have anything inappropriate, it may affect your chances for a job. Now, that is for the social websites. So you like guys like Instagram, you like flip charts, you like Twitter, you like TikTok, you like, most of you don't like Facebook because you don't want your families to track you. I know they, in the K through 12, they tell me that all the time. Miss, I don't want my family to know what I'm doing. So I'm not going on Facebook because Facebook uses all your contacts. I got it. I have 2 sons. They don't want me in the account, but we warn them that if something goes wrong, it's going to be us and them. So we know you don't want us in your contacts because that little world is private for you. However, you need to be careful, because whatever you do online, most of the time it stays. I can't say all of the time because I don't work in technology, but I know most of the stories I hear is that it stays. All right. So now we are all using distant learning, which is classroom without walls, and we talk about that Blackboard, LMS, D2L, Canvas. That is what we're all using. Those are all LMS platforms: Blackboard, Canvas, D2Ls. And I know in some of my college classes before, they have said it was hard to transition because every professor is using something different. But I believe right now, most of us are using the same Blackboard at this college, right? And I believe when I looked at my sons, some of them are using D2L at one college, some of them are using Canvas at another college. However, most of those platforms are almost the same, maybe different names and small adjustments, so that is not a hard transition. So right now, being that we all are going through the same thing, I won't go over that part of distance learning, right? Now, we also need to make sure we obtain access to technology. Whatever you don't know how to use, I would suggest you go on YouTube and learn to use some things in Blackboard. How to find my grades, how to submit an assignment, what to do, right? That is some of the things I would suggest to you. Also, what I would say to you when you're in a distant learning class, manage your time. Manage your time. Check in with the professors all the time. Also, check your grades. Go in the grades area. Check your grades. Check your points your professors gave you. Check your attendance. A professor may make a mistake with the attendance. You're supposed to go in and sign in every day that the professor tells you to sign in and populate your attendance. You should do that. And when you're finished with that, then you're held responsible for that. I don't want you saying, oh, I forgot to mark my attendance. No, you need to remember. You need to remember to just type your name and says, Miss, I'm present. Okay? Now, when you are in your college classes, whether you're in a face-to-face or you're in online class, reflect on what you learn. Reflect on what you learn. Also, make effective use of the libraries. Make effective use of the libraries. In many of my face-to-face college class, I would have brought the librarian professor in, and they would have gone over the APA style. They would have gone over the technologies available to you at the libraries. But I have not checked out what they have been doing, and I will check it out. But you can do a library tour. You can get help from these same librarians online. So everyone will assist you. You can get help, and you can use some of the free resources that we have at the library. So many of the resources are free. Just like how you have a Netflix at home, we also have a version of that for the college. Just the same way you have other technologies, we have a version of that in the library. Use the free technology. It's part of your tuition. How do I know that? What teacher did 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago? I worked in financial aid as an assistant director for financial aid, right? So I understand, because I had to deal with some of the money, I had to sit in some of the meetings, I had to understand some of the things that we do, okay? So I want you to understand. Monies are allocated for various things. It's free. You have a student account. Utilize it. Save the money from paying for all these things. You guys would rather pay for a music account than actually using the free resources. So I would suggest you use the free resources at college. You would pay to utilize all these other accounts just to be private when you can get it for free. All right? Now, when you're looking for information on the web, we don't really want you to give us Wikipedia and those places that we can't prove that they're right, because everybody can go out there and write something on many of these sites. We don't know if it's true. We want you to use scholarly article. SCHOLARLY. Write it down. Look it up. SCHLOARLY. Scholarly articles. That means things that can be referenced, things that have been tested. We want you to use those when you're doing your college work. We don't want according to whose website, Everybody writes nowadays. That's the problem with technology. They make everybody write. And then we have no proof of who is right from who is wrong. That's why there's so much fake news and we don't know the good news from the fake news. So I am asking you guys, use the scholarly articles, get with the library, and they will teach you how to use those resources. Now, that's talking about library. Make sure you are savvy inside of the technology. Savvy. Know how to use it. So, that is something that you guys have to do. And you're going to have to know how to use these websites and these emails appropriately, because the websites and emails, when you go to your work life, they're going to assign you a work email if you didn't have one yet. So if you work with 5 companies, each company is going to give you their own email. This is the reason when I tell you at the very beginning of class, sign up in all of my classes with your college email, because I don't have the time to differentiate if you have 20 John Garcias out there. I don't know which one it is. If you're using the college email, I know which one you are. And there have been times when parents are writing emails for their kids. And we can't have that. That's violation of FERPA. And it's very tempting, because I'm a parent too, for us to write the emails for our kids, because we spending $400, $500 per credit, and then you are failing the class, right? For a 3-credit class, we have $500, $600. So it's very tempting for parents to write the email. However, I am going to tell you, students, you have to use your MDC email to talk to us. Now, one of the reasons I went over digital technology, and I know everybody knows technology, but we may not know the same kind of technology. What I want you to do for your presentations, or your second part of your presentation, we're going to use Flipkart. We're going to be something fun. In my regular college classes and face-to-face, you would do your Instagram posts as a group and talk about the chapters assigned. But in this kind of scenario, I am going to have you to use flip charts. So you can be as funny as you want to be. You can be as real as you want to be. No profanity, no curse words. No profanity, no curse words. You can be opinionated. That means say what you like or you don't like. But no curse words. All right? We can't have you doing that for college classes. That means if we have you doing that, we did not get the information across to you properly. Remember, that's where we are. So let's go over what we're going to do. In every one of my college classes, I say to you, you have an A when you walk through the door. Your job is to maintain that A. If you move down to a B, you can let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Or, if you are at C, stay above sea level. So that's the way most of us put it to you at the college. Most of us in advisement, most people all over the college, we say to you, maintain your A, your B, and your C. But please, no D's. There's a common phrase in my country. We say no cats, no dogs, no fowls. That means no C's, no D's, no F. Okay? And I would say that to you guys, no cats, no dogs, no fowls. FOWS, fowls. So again, I want you to enjoy the rest of your days. Check your messages for whatever assignment I give you, but we're going to be using flip cards. Let's have some fun with technology. Enjoy your day. Again, this is Professor Dean. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of your time.